Well, during my childhood, friends, teachers, grandparents, cousins, school friends, I was Gerald. It wasn't until I left for college that I started using the name Gerry, because I never liked Gerald anyway. The first 2 years were absolutely standard, with a summer free for me to go home and get a job. The second summer, I stayed at MIT and took my first junior year, so then went off to work for this power company, Appalachian Electric Power Company. They had a program. We worked in a transformer rebuilding shop. We scraped the metal case, and it would be the kind of transformers you see up on a pole. I went back to a semester at MIT. Then I went back to another assignment, this one being in the headquarters, Appalachian Electric Power Company, and that was in Roanoke, Virginia. The fourth one was with the holding company that owned Appalachian Electric Power Company, and that was American Electric Power Company. That was in New York, and I know I came home to Springfield, Massachusetts every weekend. I stayed with my parents, or my one lifelong friend, Richard, is Rescia, very short, R-E-S-C-I-A, and he was Italian. And his mother was Italian, and his mother was born in Italy. The last semester was at MIT. In Narrows, Virginia. That's where I was living when I had my second time in this program with the power company. I was living in a town adjacent to Narrows. Ace and I were staying with a family who had space. They were a family without children, and so they brought us in. And they're nice people. High school was graduating a bunch of kids at that time. And the kids were celebrating. They were going to have a party. He was friends with people who had kids that were there, and we said, no, we wouldn't want to do that. We said, yeah. And we appeared at the party. It was at a private home. There were girls who had just graduated from their party. That's where I met Mary. I don't remember how we got introduced. I was probably introducing myself. Around. I did date her after that. As soon as I finished college, I married her. MIT is what is called a land-grant college. The federal government, they now had the obligation to teach ROTC, and ROTC was required the first 2 years after my final semester at MIT to earn both degrees. I didn't stay to finish that thesis. Here came another being tough opportunity, so I wasn't going to ask for another extension. I didn't want anybody to think I was chicken. What you get after is an obligation for 8 years in the reserve. In the Army can call you at any time during that 8 years. They did call because the Korean War was underway. I was thinking of what could happen because people were still being sent to Korea. You go to get your degree, you go to a summer school with the military. And they did call me to active duty. Their school is 15-week course, but I had a couple of weeks at home, during which time I got married, went on a honeymoon, but had to go to this training program as an active duty officer. Most of the people in that class went off either directly to Korea or to a stopping point to get more training and then go to Korea. Bill and I were two exceptions. And part of the project I was on in Nevada, the project we were on was to test some Corps of Engineer equipment in its response to being exposed to atomic bomb. My main project was testing a Bailey bridge. You probably don't know what a Bailey bridge is, but it's one of these erector set bridges. There where you have to very rapidly, in a combat area, build the bridge. I had to be cleared to do this work with a military secret clearance and a Atomic Energy Commission, what was called a Q clearance. Because this was clearance work, it was secret work. I couldn't get a copy of my own report. It was about this thick and bound, and I had to send my only copy to Albuquerque for it. And into safes that have probably never been looked at since then, I don't know.